welcome back to another fabulous show here on Crafters TV. It is Monday. We're kicking off a brand new week for you. My name's Joe Reynolds, and what better way to start a brand new week than with not just a launch, right? But look at this. I mean, it is a absolutely colossal launch. I am so excited for you to be able to see all the different ways that you're going to use this. It's incredibly versatile. Hello, new paper pad. Oh yeah, we'll be taking you through that as well as we go through the entire show. It's been very busy. Lots of different ways to get involved today as well, which is awesome. We are, of course, talking all about the interchangeable Aperture Diorama collection. I will level with you. This was actually meant to launch in the last craft day over on HSN. However, there were a few issues with some of the packaging, and it meant that we couldn't launch it. Anyway, we've fixed all of those packaging. It is available to you right now. It is the first chance all of you guys in the US will have had to get your hands on it. Now, for a massive launch, I need an incredibly talented guest, and thankfully he answered our calls and our prayers, and he's here with us. Craig Laird is in the studio. How are you, Craig?
Oh, me? I was wondering who you were on about there. I'm so excited. As you can tell over the weekend, certainly here yesterday with Joe for the full day, I kept throwing in these wee teasers about today. I am beyond excited. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here, right? Never have I ever seen a die collection with so many different options. And what I mean by that is using the dies on their own, using the actual apertures, use the apertures on their own, use the paper pads on their own. There's so many different ways. So what I'm going to say, today's the launch. However, over the next week, over the next 2 weeks, between all the shows on here that we've all got coming to you, whether it's ideas and inspiration on Facebook, on Instagram, from all of the design team, as well as all the videos that you're able to watch back on YouTube, do that, because there is no way on this earth, there's no way we can show you everything in this week, never mind 2 hours. So really there is so much. We're going to show you the basics over the next couple of hours. I say basics, going to go that wee bit further, but then really is the sky's the limit with this full collection.
Craig, do you know what? Why don't you just give us a sneaky tease? Show us a little bit of crafty ankle. Tease us with some of the stuff we're going to see in this show.
Now look at that flat diorama straight into an envelope, but look at that. Opens up. Now this one's the circle, so this one here, just using it as it is with the paper pad, and you can do all these layers within the middle, you can see there. However, incorporate the actual interchangeable elements. So if you can see here, you can see all the height you've got there. Again, folds flat, but then look at this one here. So you've got the lovebirds at the front, but then in the next layer behind that, you've got the foliage. But then in the next layer, which is actually the third layer at the back, you've got the detail. Now, Joe, use the lovebirds on their own. Use the lovebirds at the front. Use them at the back, use them at the middle, use them completely separately. There's so many different ways. So they are both from the circle collection. This is the fancy, so this is your fancy die set. So exactly the same. So using the paper pad that will be shown you as well, using it as a diorama, or bring in all the interchangeable elements that you've got here. So in this one here, we've actually only used 2 of the interchangeable. We've used the thank you at the front, and we've got, did you see me yesterday using the Gemini Mini? There was the sneak peek, that was the die that I used, but then there we go. So again, use all 3 of them, use just 2 of them, use 1 of them. You can do so many different ways. Boy, it's going to be a fun couple of hours.
It is going to be a fun couple of hours. It's also going to be a really busy couple of hours as well. Just on pre-order alone, 10% of the big collection has already gone. I'll take you through that, but we're going to build up to it. So you can go for the big collection. Absolutely, that is the best way to get the best value. I'll give you the details of that towards the end. What I want to take you through first are your the way in which you can get hold of this, because there's a few smaller collections which make up this actual large bundle. So what we're going to do is we're going to look firstly at the fancy Aperture Diorama collection. Now, what you're going to get in there is you're going to get the Charisma paper pad. Now, it's a paper pad basically, which is you're going to lay over the dies that are in here, and it's going to enable you to cut out those shapes to give you an awesome look and feel. So if you just want to use the dies alongside the paper pads, you can do that. The great thing is as well about these dies is that what then we do is we give you the interchangeable elements. Now, this is what's going to take it to the next level. It's going to kick it up a gear. It means that when you've used the pad, definitely go for extra pads as well. You've then got the ability to start interchanging with all of the different styles and dies, that you can start to really build up those scenes. Craig, give us an idea of what this will look like when we choose to put this together then, because it's up to you, isn't it? If you want to keep it quite succinct and quite simple, or you really want to get very elaborate with it.
You can do it. You can do it completely at your own comfort level. So this is what it looks like if you use the actual die set without the interchangeable and using the paper pad. So that's what it can look like. Again, you've got all those different layers within each other, always folding flat. But then, if you wanted to bring in your next one, so within this one here, you can see your interchangeable. So we've got the thank you can see there. You've got all the different elements. So you could be using 1, 2, all 3 of them, or you could be mixing and matching. This is our next one that you can see just here. Nothing stopping you from using some of these ones and with these ones if you want. It's entirely up to yourself, but again, it's the dimension that gets. Then when it comes to actually using the paper pads, you've got them ones there. Or if you don't want to use them, you can use colour card, you can use paper pads. So just with that one there, the birthday wishes, this is how it is. So you've got your one of your layers, and then on the other side, you've got your other 2 layers, but this is something that we will be showing you over the next couple of hours.
Awesome. That pad in there as well, a little bit different to the sort of thing you may have seen before. Actually is a little bit like our decoupage pads that we brought to you. 24 pages in there, which is awesome. 300 GSM. That's coming in there included. Now the elements that won't make that up. So if you want to go for the fancy diorama collection, £56 or $74, the elements that make that up are available individually as well, but you've got a great saving. You're saving $15.96, so it's like we give you the paper pad and a little bit more off as well, discount wise. I would then take that opportunity to get another, use that paper pad to get another saving, to get another paper pad in your basket. So as well as the circles, also what I would say is sometimes with some of our pads, especially when they're this style, we bring them to you as a download afterwards. So once you've used them, you can download it. There are no plans at the moment to release this particular design as a download. So if you want it and you love it and you know that it's going to be that go-to crafting item, I would absolutely get stocked up on another one. Now, as well as the fancy, we've also got the circle aperture collection as well. Now, within the circle aperture collection, you're of course getting the circle aperture diorama. That is the die that's going to allow you to start to create that gorgeous frame and style. You're then going to get the interchangeable butterflies, the interchangeable love. Who doesn't love a bit of love? And the interchangeable woodland in there as well, alongside, of course, that 9x12 paper pad, the circle aperture diorama. You're saving 20% again on the individuals. So with this one then, Craig, same concept, if you will, slightly different look and feel and different interchangeable elements. Do the interchangeables, can you cross-pollinate, Craig? Can you use the circles with the fancy or the fancy with the circles if you want?
Well, what you need to keep in mind, Joe, so that one there, this is the circle we're going to show you. So you need to keep in mind your circle dies are going to fit within the circle, but then your actual fancy is a different shape. So you can see that one just there. So you couldn't really necessarily put that one within there and vice versa, but then you can start to use them on their own if you want. That's no problem at all. But then let's just bring in more of these circle ones. So this is the one that's just been made using the paper pad. So you can see you can just pop it over the top, die cut it, and then that is it. But then what about bringing in the love set? So this is the love, but on this one here, you do get your 3 die sets. So you've got your, as I like to say, your front, your middle, and then your back. But on this one, all that we've just done is used the front one. That's all that we've done. We've not used all 3. But then add extra papers at the background. Add maybe some acetate. Add some maybe mirror card or matte card. Or even then bring in your vellums, things like that. But then we've got thinking of you. You can see on that one there. So with this one, it says thinking of you, but it's all about the butterflies. Open it up, and again you've got that diorama effect there, all the interchangeables, and then possibly one of my favorites. I absolutely love this style here. So on this one we've got the woodland. So again, that same idea where you've got 3 interchangeable elements, all building scenes if you wanted to, but bring in your pattern papers if you want, bring in your craft card, so you don't just have to use the pattern papers that come within the collection, or even if you were to top up with more of them. What then you can start to do is bring in all your different cards that you've got at home and create your own. Use your embossing folders. We've got some brand new embossing folders as well. Use them. Really is the world's your oyster.
Absolutely, it is. Now, talking of embossing folders, those beautiful embossing folders that are right here are available for you on the show. There's 4 in here. You're going to get set in stone, brick layers, spring forest, and trellis swirls as well. I don't know why. Trellis swirls. I can't quite get my tongue around that on a Monday. I don't know why. $15.50 or $22. Now, Craig, then, so we're going to bring these in, I'm guessing, with the big collection or with the other collections. What difference are these going to make to this finished sort of concept project that you're able to create?
Well, what you can do, of course, embossing folders, you can just use as standalone if you wanted to. Absolutely no problem at all. But then if I bring this one in here, so this is one that we're going to make something very similar later on. Now, I don't know if you can quite see. What we're wanting to do is we want to look right at the back there. So what we're doing is we're looking at this back element there. Can you see how then we've die cut it, then we've just run it through the embossing folder. So I'm just going to lean just to the side of me and get my one. So this is the one here. So this is the Spring Forest. So that's the embossing folder. So you've got that woodland trees effect. And then what we've just done is we've embossed that back layer. But then look at this one here. Are you watching? Are you watching? Let's see if I can get, let me turn this the right way. Are you watching? Over there. Look at that. There we go. There we go.
Oh,
look at that. Battery operated
huzzah.
lights just into the back there that you can see. Then you can start to build all your scenes. Make that light shine. What about, you do get your Aperture plain circle dies. What about actually die cutting some photos of family members? If you've got a nice wee clock frame, you know, one of the really small ones, the workable ones, pop that in there as well. You can do so much with these. These are absolutely spectacular.
Really are spectacular. Right, before I move on to the big collection, I need to talk about this. Oh, have you seen it? Oh yes, we are spoiling you at the moment. It is another, that was me, it wasn't a special sound effect. I know you probably, your cats have probably come running in the studio, into the kitchen or something like that. The paper pad on its own is £14.99 or $19.99. It is a gorgeous pastel paper pad. Now, yes, it is going to work beautifully with your awesome collection. However, absolutely, you can just use this on its own if you want to. It is 300 GSM. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, I do not recall seeing a 300 GSM paper pad before here at Crafters Companion. I certainly haven't worked with. This is construction weight that we are looking at here. If you want to get it on the bottom of the screen. They're $14.99 or $19.99. 10% of that one's already gone as well. It is exceptionally busy for this. Now, the thing is, if you're going for the big collection though, you're going to get the paper pad in there as well, which is awesome. You're definitely going to want to go for another one of those. So details on your screen, basically that gets you absolutely everything that you can see. It gets you the fancy Aperture collection, it gets you the circle Aperture collection, it gets you all 4 of those incredible embossing folders, it gets you the 2 paper pads as well. So it's going to get you the circle Aperture Diorama, the fancy panel Aperture Diorama as well. Also, hot off the press, that brand new 300 GSM 24 page 12 by 12 paper pad, which is just gorgeous. Now, if you were going to get this all individually at the full price, it would be $178.85 if you were in the UK, or $233.85 if you're in the US. Everyone, even if you've never shopped with us before, maybe it's the second or third time you've shopped with us, every single person today will get a great discount. We've taken $46.85 or $58.85 in dollars when you buy that whole collection, which is absolutely awesome. It's great value for money, £132 or $175. Club Inspire members out there, I want to talk to you for a second, because Platinum members, you're going to save, your saving bumps up to $73.25 or $93.85. That means Platinum members today can get this brand new collection for £105.60 or $140, which is incredible value for money. Now, also, every single person that goes for this in the launch, you're going to get free postage and packaging, and you're going to get free shipping and handling as well. This is the first day globally that you've been able to get your hands on this. It is a brand new launch, and as I said, 10% of a global stock has gone. These days, we hold so much stock back for our Crafters TV viewers. So a lot of you I can hear already placing your orders, jumping to the website. If you want to get in early, get yours secured, then sit back, watch the show and enjoy it, absolutely you can do that. And you can do it by going over to our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu, click shop the show, and there you see absolutely everything. Now, whilst you're over there, don't forget also about our end of summer sale, because at the end of summer sale, it's running until Sunday, all while stocks last. There are thousands of lines. We've had a lot of sellouts already. We have got a hand-picked selection by Craig in this show, which we'll share with you in the second hour, but it's definitely worth getting over there and shopping the whole sale. And that is going all the way up until Sunday. So there's a couple of other bits as well that I think would complement this collection really well, that's also available in this show. Let me share those with you. So the gilding wax is available at the moment. It's the 5-piece collection as well. And this is awesome because you're paying for 4, we're sending you 5, which is a really great way of getting it. We don't often discount this. $47.96 or $67.96 if you are in the US. There's also an awesome tape collection available for you. Now in here you're going to get Craig's absolute favourite, the foam pad. You're going to get the low tack tape, you're going to get the tape runner and the red liner tape as well. It's £18 in the UK, it's $28 if you are in the US. That one's got the small foam pads in, the other one's got the large foam pads in. They're two slightly different collections here for you as well. There you can see £18, $28. Right, get in touch. I'd love to know what is your favourite. I'd love to know if you've placed your order already. You can let me know either of those things on our social media. So Crafters TV on Facebook, pop yourself into the live feed and comment there. Don't forget you can get over onto YouTube as well. Drop into the comments there. If you want to share with us any pictures, anything you've been working on, any questions also by email, you can do that, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. Loads of you watching already. I see Katie's here in San Francisco, Betsy in Texas, Eleanor in Florida, Robin's here from Maryland, Georgianne is in Florida as well, and loads of you comment away. Let me know if you've got your order placed. Let me know what is your favourite element of this collection as well. But for now, I'm going to hand you back to Craig, so I know he's really keen to show you all the wonderful things you can do with this brand new world exclusive launch.
Absolutely, and it's trying to think of the different ways to show you, just to really showcase it. So what we're going to do first is we're going to show you the diorama card using the paper pad as it is intended. And then what we'll do just next, after we've done this one, we'll show you one using the interchangeables. So this is using the paper pad that we've got just here. So what you're going to do is, within the paper pad here, this is, as Joe showed you, this is all the ones where you can then die cut them out. So straight away, it's got the design on there for you. Now you can make 3 from each design. Now what I'm going to do is, if I then just bring in mine in just here. So what you're going to do is you're going to need 2 sheets. So you're going to have this one here. So you're going to see that you've got 2 that are different. You've got one that's got all that swirly detail, and then you've got all your other components here. You've even got the 2 side parts. So that's going to be the part where you're going to slot in your actual sides just there. And then you've got all these different interchangeable, well, they're not interchangeable. These are ones where you actually cut out, and then you can actually have them so they're slotted in behind the interchangeable. Sentiments in that as well. But then if I just bring in the actual die, so we're going to overlay that and then die cut it in a moment, but even things like you've got the die there to actually die cut them out. You've always got these little dies to cut out all these individual ones. So we've got smaller ones here, up here, and here that you can start to cut out if you so wish. So what do we do to start with? If I bring in the paper pad, you're going to see, or bringing in the die set, you always get an instruction guide with it as well. So whether it is the actual diorama set or whether it's the interchangeable, then you've got an instruction guide just to go with it. Step by step, really easy to follow, but again, we're all going to be on Crafters TV showing you what you can do. So I'm bringing in that die set. So the main thing is, what you're wanting to do first is, I'm going to show you how it's kind of intended, but then you can do whatever you like. So for instance, this design here that's got the swirl on it, that's intended to be the very backdrop. So what we're going to do with that one is just taking out that main die of the outside die. It's got all the tabs already there for you, all going to die cut just beautifully. So what I'm just going to do is, that's just going to layer over the top. And what we've also done is we've given you a really fine outline. So if I move that out the way, you've got, it's kind of like a pencil line all the way around. And that just enables you, if you just set that bang over the top, you're going to get that nice line all the way around. And that just means once you've cut it, it's going to just cut just perfectly. Now, you can do several different ones all at once, but what I would always do is just cut this down, like I'll do that in a minute, and they'll go through your Gemini Junior. So if I just layer that one up, just holding that one into place, what I'll just do is let's just start to just snip that one off. So you'll have your main or your back one, and then these ones are what are going to be your panels in the middle. So there's those ones. So let's move that out the way for the time being. Let's just bring in my junior plates. We've got these ones here. And then what I'm going to do as well, just while it's there, let's bring in the next die, and that's going to cut out the panel at the side.
You're getting a lot of dies in, a lot of metal in each one of these die collections, Craig.
You're getting so much, and this is what I mean. I originally thought about getting big black boards and getting a lot of white card and cutting out all the different ways. And when I really thought about it, I thought that's going to take literally days to do that. So this is why I thought this is the best way to do it. We'll show you the main configurations, and then when you get them at home, you're going to see exactly what I mean mean by bringing in, you know, for instance, the circle apertures, bringing in one of the circles, using all three, using two, maybe using the front one to the back. Have a look and see the different ways you can use it. So if I move that out the way, so let's take that away. Now this then, just slowly, we've now got that back panel. Now the side parts, just here, these are scored for you. So that's what's then going to attach to the side. And then we've also got the panel. Now these die cut as well. You've got your little slots just there, and that's all done for you. So what we're then going to do, that's the back panel. Then what we're going to now is move on to the next panel. And then for this one here, because I want to be looking all the way in, you even get your circle die to go with it. So you even get a nice fancy edge, or you get a plain circle within here. A lot of chatter in the comments, Craig, already. People want to know sizes. So Caroline, also Carleen as well. What is the size of that big die, Craig? And also, what's the size of the finished project that you're going to be working with as well? Rightio. So this die here, so the main die, it is from, what I'll do is, from edge to edge, so I'm looking at the top here, because that's the longest bit. We are 5 inches. And then from the base up to, so let's go from there up to the top is 6 inches. 5 by 6. Here, so 5 by 6. When it comes to the actual diorama, exactly the same. So it's going to be 5 by 6, but then the depth is going to be just under 2 inches. Awesome. However, keeping in mind, it's going to fold flat. So once it's folded flat, sorry Joe. That's all right, I was just about to, you literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you about the envelope. So if we then take it from that touch, so I know you can't quite see, so what I'm doing is I'm just taking it from this edge here to that edge here. So if I take it to the side, we are 6 1/4, and then we're going to be exactly the same, which is going to be 6 inches. So 6 1/4 by 6 inches if you have it down folded flat. So awesome. We'll move that one out the way. So this next one here, what we want to do is we're going to pop that into place now. So let's tape that one into place, following the lines all the way around. So if I then just tape that one on, and then what we're wanting to do is we want to create that circle aperture. So we want to use this one now. What you're going to do is you're going to use this one as a guide. So you can pop that one just within the middle. So what I'm just doing, popping that in the middle where I would want it as a guide, then I'm just bringing in that circle one. So you can do it without this one. This is what I mean by you see what you find easiest. This is just the way that we says best to. And then I'm just going to just tape that circle die in the middle into place. So I'm going to take that one out the way, remove this one. Now what that'll do, once we've cut that one, bringing in this die again, that's going to create the aperture. But this part here, you can use elsewhere. You can stamp into that, using it elsewhere within your crafting projects. Same with this one here as well. Use a small circle die, cut that out, use that elsewhere. So taping it into place, and we're just going to run that one through again. So it's our wafer thin dies, so base plate, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and top cutting plate. Running that one through again just there. It's now, getting very busy already, Craig. I'm just hearing my producer Laura, it sounds like she's riding a horse or trying to comment on the Grand National in there. She's like, the fancy one's in the lead, the fancy one's in, now the circle one's in the lead. Oh my word, the embossing folders are busy, the paper pad's so busy, but Joe, you're not going to believe how much of the big collection has gone as well. You guys, we're in danger of breaking the internet. Do you remember that time when Kim Kardashian got her bum out, Craig, and like you couldn't use the internet? There were so many people trying to clamber to it at the same time. We're in danger of that happening with this collection, I think. I know I said 10% of the stock had gone. It's way over 10% of the stock gone now. It is really, really busy. I know you guys have loved it. Also been waiting for it for a really long time. The gilding wax is super busy as well. We are in absolute meltdown. Craig, I think so many people are just seeing the versatility in this collection and the amount of ways that we can do it. And yeah, do you know what? £132, $175. It might be a little bit of a considered investment, but I think it's something you're going to use for a really, really long time. But you're just going to get so many different styles out of it as well. You are, and again, it's one of those things, depending on the colours that you use, you know, so very winter theme, very autumn, very spring, very summer. It's entirely up to you. Bring in your gilding waxes, bring in your gilding flakes, bring in all your different inks, your aqua pens, your sparkle pens, all these different ways to decorate them. It's entirely up to you. But you can see just here, so I've just die cut that next one, so that gives me the other panel here. So if I remove that one out the way, remove that one out the way, that now gives us one of our apertures. So for this demo here, what I want to do is show you all 4 ways to create the aperture, and then obviously the other demos going forward. What I've already done is pre-cut some of these layers, because this part is repetitive, but I just wanted you to see exactly how you start to form the actual apertures.
I need to let you know as well, hundreds of you now going for that pastels paper pad as well, Craig. I'll give you a breakdown and a recap on absolutely everything as we go through the show, but a lot of people, I think people are just going for the paper pad anyway, Craig, because they just want it.
Exactly.
But people adding extra ones in as well, and it is a gorgeous paper pad. Would you say as well, 300 GSM, that would even be good for things like box making and construction if you wanted to use it like that?
Absolutely. And I say that, use it as construction, but die cut it, emboss it, use it as a card blank. If you want, you know, use it as a card blank, or what you can just do is use it to create, you know, any of your different interchangeable diorama cards and that as well. It really is a good substantial cardstock to have within your base. So what I'm just doing again, just like I've done with that last one, Joe, I've just popped that outside edge on. I've popped the decorative in one just to give me the ability to line up. Now there's another circle sentiment design that we're going to be using elsewhere in your crafting. So we're just going to tape that one on. And then we're going to remove this one out the way. If you feel comfortable lining the circle up without that die in place, you can do. This is what I mean by, I'm going to show you how we kind of intended them to be, and then you're going to find the ways that you find easiest. Maybe you'll find a quicker and cheaper way to do it, then you can tell us what to do as well. But we just wanted to show you what we feel as well is the simplest way. So for this one, this is going to be exactly the same as the one that we just done a moment ago. And then the last layer that we're away to do, we will then bring in that decorative detail. So let's take that one. So we've now got the back, we've got layer 1, we've got layer 2, and then what will be the front layer we're going to use in a moment. So there is all of that bit. And then last but not least, let's bring this one. Now you'll see, obviously I'm just roughly cutting these out to make it a bit easier, but as I go to do this last one, this is all extra elements we could be using elsewhere. That's all extra elements that we could be using elsewhere. This one here is going to be an extra element you could use elsewhere. We know how Joe loves a tag. What a nice wee simple tag if you wanted to. So many different ways that you could be using them. So let's take that one off. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to be using them all at the same time. And this is where I say this quite a lot, Joe. What I'm away to do now, you absolutely can do separate if you want, but using your low tack tape, what we're just going to do is secure them all down into place. So this is going to be the very front layer. So what we're then just going to do is bring in this detailed one. So that's then going to go into place just there. And then we can tape that one down just there, and then let's bring in that circle one. And this is where we're going to take this one. So everything that I'm doing now, what you can then do is if you bring any of your cardstock, maybe that cardstock that Joe's just been showing you to die cut, this is where you're going to actually incorporate the Aperture interchangeable parts that we'll show you in the next demo.
That was a great question, Craig, because who was it that's just asked me? Laura said, how do you use these then when you're out of those pre-printed sheets? Well, that is the whole point of the interchangeables, Craig, isn't it? And that's probably, I would say, why it's imperative that you either buy it in the predetermined collections that we've got or the big collections, because you've got such longevity then that way.
Exactly, yeah. And it's one of those things, you know, we're not just saying, there's some, not what we're showing you here, but there's some die sets out there that you have to use a paper pad. Once a paper pad's gone, that's it. There's nothing else that you can do. You can now take this further and use, you know, your Centura Pearl, your paper pads, your bulk paper pads that Joe was just showing you, maybe your adorable scoreable, acetate, all these different things to create construction when it comes to them. So now what we can do is remove that one, take all these bits out the way. Now we've now got that nice design right in the very front part. And then we're just away in a moment, we're going to build it. But what I'm away to do, I am just going to add one extra wee bit in. So this is where you'll start to layer them up. Let's bring this one back in just for a second. Then we're going to take this design in. Don't forget, emboss using your dies. So what I'm going to do, take this one out the way. I'm just going to give this a tap. Let's hope Leanne's not watching. Let's tap that excess out.
Oh, you'll be in that low quarter, Leanne.
If you've got your brush, you can be using that one. Now, what I'm going to do is if I bring in my embossing mat, what I'm going to do now, let's bring in our plates. So I'm going to bring in my embossing mat. So pop that one on. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be the back, but it's still going to show you a bit extra detail. I'm going to pop that back into place like that. Let's just tape that down slightly. and then we'll tape that one down, and then we're going to bring in our plastic shim. We don't need our magnetic and our top cutting plate. So what that's going to do, there's going to be just enough pressure for all of that detail to go into the actual card, but without cutting it. It's going to give you an embossed effect.
Awesome.
And then we're going to bring in our gilding wax.
Loads of people grabbing this and letting me know. Colleen got the whole collection. There's a theme here. Everyone getting the whole collection. Sue King, she's got it all on order. She's sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the show. Liz on Facebook, she's ordered plus a few extra bits as well. And also Joanne says she loves the collection. I've already ordered a lot. I cannot wait to receive it all. So far, pretty much everyone going for that big collection, which is awesome, Craig. I can't wait to see what everyone's making this. Make sure when you start doing your makes, you tag us in on Facebook, on Instagram as well, because I can't wait to see. And also, I can't wait to see people building these out of things like, you know, glitter card. I mean, and also bringing all the different themes in. I just think this could become, Craig, your go-to like die collection for the next 12 months, maybe, I think, you know, as a concept. And think about also, I guess there's other dies that you've got already in your stash that you can bring in, things like your stamps that you could bring in as well. Even think about maybe even bringing in things like your, we've got staycation stamps on a little later, you know, there's some, and dies. We've got some really lovely little stamp dies in there. You could even bring those things in too. I'm just really excited to see what you guys do with these.
You're spot on, absolutely spot on. Look at what else you've got within your crafty stash. Start to incorporate them as well. You know, what about if you've got our peekaboo sets? What about using them so they're just peeking out of maybe one of these layers that you can see just here? So there we go. What I've done is I've added a bit of embossing to that one, and then I've popped gilding wax over the top just there that you can see. So what we can then do now is we've got these layers, bring these ones in, and these all fold over. So they've got your fold there. So you're just going to pop them over, and then what we're going to do is bring in our two parts. So we've got the side ones just here. Now the top parts up here, this side here, is smaller than this one just down at the bottom just there. So what you're going to do is you've got a couple of slots there, they're smaller and they're larger. So this is how you're going to determine which way round it they go. So let's start with right at the back. So the back ones, what we're going to do, now I would use either your wet glue, your wet tacky glue, or what I was using with mine is your red liner tape. So this is what I've been using with mine. You'll see it within my other demos. I'm just going to use my tape pen for this one. So for the base one, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to pull the tabs forward, and then we're going to pop adhesive just onto the back. So then I'm just going to turn them round. So I'm just going to add the adhesive just there, like that. And then what we're just going to do, so if I just bring in our first side panel, and then all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to layer it, even using your glass mat if you want, just there, it's me lift it up there. I'm just having that actual panel, it just runs right along the bottom, just at the bottom, and then I'm just popping them ones that way. So if I turn that one that way, so that one's going to sit over the top, because what you're wanting to do is you want to do it so that you don't have the actual panels to be seen from the other way. So we can pop that one on, and then we're going to do the same with this one. So that one can go at that side, and we're just going to attach that one, holding that into place just there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our next panels. So again, we've got these parts here. I'm just going to fold them over like that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slightly feed these ones through. So I've done it so that my pink layers are going to be on the inside as if you're looking in. You can do it the other way, keeping in mind, die cut another one and you can then cover up the side panel. So you can do that one, start to decorate it. But I'm just slotting that in. So I'm just teasing that in, that's all that I'm doing. They slot in so easily. That's it.
It looks really straightforward. Did you say there are full instructions as well, Craig, for you? You've got those ready to go?
There is, in the packet. I'm just going to lean over. So this is the main one that I'm focusing on just now. Look at that, step by step, 1, 2, 3, etc. It guides you through them every step of the way. So there is that one. So you can see now from up above, there you go, you can see how that starts to come together. Let's bring in this next one. So we're just going to pop that one in. Once again, I'm just going to slide that one in and slide in the bottom one. So you can see it's kind of like a fancy shape tab. That enables you to just pop it in just into these wee slots with absolute ease. That's it.
So do you have to then put adhesive on there, Craig, once it's in, or do you just leave it?
Well, what I do is, usually I would use my red liner tape, and that's exactly what I'm just doing now. So either your tape or your wet glue or your red liner tape, just add a bit of adhesive, and then that's just going to hold it into place. And this is what I mean by, I would then come along and maybe die cut another couple, just pop them over the top, and it hides the workings. But what we're then just going to do is do exactly the same on this side. Slot these ones just in that way. So if we just maneuver that one just in, same with that one just there. So slots in and then slot that one in, and then all I'm just going to do is just tape that 1 and 2. We get the tape runner going, and then we're just folding that one back. And then once again, we're doing that last one just here. We're just going to just pop that one on, and that one popping them on with the adhesive like that. Fold that one on, and then we can see how it starts to come together just there. And then last but not least, what we're going to do is take our decorative die cut part. I'm just going to just pop just a couple of these wee bits out, but then what I'm going to do this time is on the outside. So what I mean by that is these sides here, the pink sides, I'm just going to pop just a bit of adhesive there, and onto the next one, and then next one, and these are just going to sit within the actual die. So just into there. So press that.
They're just so, they look so intricate, don't they, Craig, when they're completed as well. I mean, and this is really one of those things. Maybe you could do all the die cutting, and then if you were off on a journey or something, you're going to the caravan, maybe going on holiday, you could then just take a tape pen and you could just sit and construct all of these, which would be the bit you love. Craig, it looks amazing.
And then taking one of these parts, you can just hand cut all the little bits out, pop that one on. Let's just add that just with a bit of tape just there. We've got another one just here. Bring in any of the sentiment dies that you've got at home if you wanted to. Pop that one over the top, and then that's how you can create a diorama card. And that's just without the interchangeable elements that you can see just there. But look at that depth. You can see that one just there, folds flat. Post that if you so wish.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. And I think if you are fairly new to craft, you know what, you're all going to get an incredible result every single time. Right, I want to break down the different ways of getting this collection. The big collection is the way to go at the moment, but if you do want to cherry pick, there are a few different ways that you can get involved. So let's share with you those smaller collections and how you get hold of them. Right, first up, the embossing folders. They're so incredibly busy on their own. Now, a lot of you are just, some of you just buying the embossing folders on their own. Absolutely, they're a gorgeous embossing folder you're going to be able to use across all of your crafting. If you're going for them as part of the big collection, you've also got the option to use them here and use them elsewhere. $15.50 or $22. You're saving 20% if you want to get those on their own. Then we've got the circle collection. So within the circle collection, you're getting that 24-page pad. Now the pad is what you're going to use to overlay that die in there as well. So you're getting the circle aperture diorama. You're then going to get the interchangeable elements, so the butterflies, the love, and the woodland in there too. All of that you've got a great saving on. Also £56 or $74 if you want to get that collection. That's your circle, and then you've also got the fancy. What's in the lead individually at the moment? What's people's favourite? Is it a fancy or the circle? It's very, very tight, but the fancy is just in the lead by a nose at the moment. With the fancy as well, what you're getting in here, of course, is you're getting the aperture diorama die. You're then going to get the birthday, the garden, and the home, as well as that gorgeous paper pad as well. Again, same pricing here. However, go for them together along with the embossing folders as well. And well, a lot of you, I'll give you just give you the details again for the pastel paper pad. This is a 300 GSM paper pad. It is unbelievably great quality. You could construct with this if you wanted to. That is the quality you've got here in gorgeous colours. You've got 24 sheets. They're double-sided. It's 12 by 12. Details on the bottom of your screen. They're $14.99 or $19.99 if you want to go for this on its own. However, go for the big collection. Now with the big collection, what you're going to get is absolutely everything I've shown you. You're going to get both of the styles of the apertures. You're also going to get as well all of those embossing folders too, and you're going to get that paper pad included in there as well. £132 or $175. Fantastic value for money. Everyone is saving $46.85 or $58.85, which is awesome. However, Platinum members, if you're Club Inspired Platinum member, we're going to bump up those savings for you. You'll save £73 in the UK or £93 in the US. So Platinum members today, you get this for $105.60 or $140. What everyone is going to get, no matter what level you are in the club, as long as you are ordering today, you're going to get free postage and packaging, and you're going to get free shipping and handling as well. We're going to send this to you totally free of charge. That's how much we want you to have it. That is why as well, I've just heard a fifth of our stock has gone. It's not a Crafters TV stock, this is a Crafters Companion site-wide stock. It is our global launch today as well. So to be a fifth of that stock gone already in just 40 minutes is incredible. You guys are absolutely loving it. Now I can see a lot of you are sat with this in your basket at the moment. So what I'm going to do is give you a chance to get yourself checked out. Just want to make sure you don't miss any of Craig's fabulous demonstrations. So whilst you do that, here's all the details on how you can watch and shop at the same time. Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. All the details there of how you can watch and shop at the same time, which is awesome. Right, something else I want you to get involved in. There's a caption competition running right now over on the Crafters TV Facebook page, and I'm telling you what, you're outdoing yourself with the comments so far. Here's the pictures. Do you want to see some of the comments? Some of my favourites are Anne-Marie Lamb says, I don't get glitter, or I don't just get glitter all over me. That's what Amanda Lamb said. John says, can't let them know I stayed inside and crafted on my holiday. Time for a tan. Rebecca says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them? I'm definitely not the fairest of them all, I can assure you. Leanne Chivers says, shush, no one tell Leanne I've nabbed her mirror. It's a slightly different shirt. That one has got a confetti on it. This one's got polka dots on. It's very similar. Patty says, a big star like me having to do my makeup. I know, hard to believe. Anne-Marie says, shut the front door whilst I'm putting my face on. And Mariah says, no, I'm not ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. If you want to get involved in the caption competition, head over to our Facebook page and get involved, which is absolutely awesome. I love having a good old chuckle at what you guys have been doing over there. Did I read out Pam's as well? I'm sure Pam sent me one. She did send me a comment. I have lost it now. I was going to read it. Oh, I think I like the antique gold Pebeo wax best, is what she says. Pam has also sent me a birthday card as well. So I got it this morning, Pam. Thank you so much. I love it. It's got some schmetterlings on it. It's got some numbers on the inside. Got a parchment on there. I'll share it with you on Saturday. I'll show you that. Right, Craig, very, very busy. Also super busy on that brand new Pastels paper pad. Hundreds of you have gone for that since we launched it here today, which is absolutely awesome. What do you want to share with us next, Craig?
Rightio, so what we're going to do is we're going to show you some, actually, now I showed this on social media and I'm going to show this first because the photos don't do it justice. This is what we're going to make. So I've just brought some of our gold mirror card and I've incorporated a bit of black. Now we're going to use the fancy panel, Aperture, and we're going to use the birthday interchangeable parts. So you can just see, you'll see it as we start to build it, you've got all the different layers all the way, and then I've just incorporated some butterfly numbers that you've probably got in your stash over the last couple of months. So that's how it's going to look. So just like we've done with the paper pad, what you're going to need is you're going to need 4 of the base panels. So I've already cut out the plain one or the base one, and I'm just trying to limit down what we can do. So that's the base one, and then what I've also done is also cut out 2 of the side panels already, also in our gold cardstock, so I can pop that one out the way. I need that one and move that one out the way. So what we're going to do now is, this is where we're going to start to use those interchangeable components.
I'm feeling an Austin Powers moment coming on, Craig. I love gold. It's making me think of Goldmember.
Do you know something? I've only seen that film once, and I just never.
We are both terrible
we're
for
batter,
films.
aren't we?
Was Austin Powers popular in the US? You guys, let me know. Austin Powers is like this cult film here in the UK. Yeah, groovy baby. It was the most cringe thing ever. It was fabulous. And my uncle went to his 50th birthday party as Austin Powers. It was the most hilarious thing. Big frilly cravat and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, it's not my kind of. I think I've got a good sense of humour. That's not my. I'm kind of like, okay, right, all right, but you know, I'll maybe give it another shot because Joe goes on about it quite a lot, weirdly. Anyway, so you can see what we're just doing now is we've taken the fans. I don't know if you heard me or that.
I was about to ask you. Well, I'll ask you about it later in the show. I don't want people to get too scared too early, Craig.
Oh, I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say. So we've just popped our main die just at the bottom, just there. So very similar to what we've done with the circle ones. So what I'm going to do with this one, again, just as a bit of a guide, we're using the die as a guide. So we're popping that one there. Now remember, with the circle ones, what we've done is we used the aperture die that come with it. This time, what we want to do, we're going to use the birthday set, which is this one just here. Now, this is where we have got layer 1, so it's back to front, but it says birthday wishes. And then we've got layer 2, where we've got the cake. And then we've got layer 3, which you've got that decorative panel. So I'm going to create the layers as they're intended, layer 1, 2, and 3. But what you'll see is you could use this one on its own. You could have this at the front, you could have it at the back of layer 3, maybe have it in the middle. You maybe want birthday and you want the cake on its own. Maybe the cake and the design on its own. Do you know what I mean? There is so much that you can do. Use them on their own. Use them
if I
as
was
the
a
middle of a
mathematician,
card.
I'd be able to work out the hundreds of possible combinations there are, Craig, but there are absolutely loads. And then play around with different like styles, different textures, different types of cardstock too. It's absolutely awesome. So this is what you're, I mean, obviously the interchangeables are in there, Craig, and you're going to use them when you've used all the paper pads, but I think they make a very different sort of look and feel. I think they are sort of two different propositions, if you will. You've got the cards that you're going to make with the paper pad, and then the cards that you're going to make with the with your own cardstock and the dies themselves. And I think they're two very different things. Absolutely, they're going to complement each other beautifully, but it's a very different style, isn't it?
Very much different style. And again, you could be using maybe gold on one layer. You could maybe use a rose gold on layer 2. You could maybe use, I don't know, a lightly tan on another. You can make it look completely different depending on the levels of different tones of cards that you use. I mean, this is what I mean by there is so many different ways and options when it comes to this die set. So what we've done now is we've done the base one that you can see there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do what is then the second one. So I'm going to be using this one as a guide. Now, I'm using it as a guide. There's nothing stopping you from actually cutting all this detail out as well. But what I want to do is I want to keep the actual outside of the frame full of the gold mirror card. And I'm going to move that one out of the way. So let's just maneuver that one, pop that into place. So this is where we're going to have that full gold card all the way around the edges with the die cut detail in the middle. Alternatively, leave that in and you're going to have full on detail. It would look so smart. So I'm going to then pop that one on. We're just then going to pop our plastic, magnetic, and then our top cutting plate. Now, Joe, we're on about diorama cards. What about? Let's think. Right, so here's a layer that I've already done, and I've already got my tape on. What about popping that? Let's see, I've got card blank. What about popping it on the front of a card on its own?
Yeah.
With a bit
Absolutely.
of dimension. You can just do the one layer if you wanted to. Maybe just that layer. You know, you'll have a bit of matting layer, maybe patterned in the background.
Could you also use the outline die to create a card blank as well if you wanted to?
You absolutely can. So all that you would then do, I don't have a
So you just have it over
moment.
there, so you literally would have the
Cut
card
it.
would just be that shape.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Snip away these wee tabs at the side and then do two of them, just score it at the top. You've got a card blank, either top fold or left card way. What about an easel card? Do all these different ways. Use these dies. Wait a minute. This one here. Use this. You can tell how much I love
Craig's getting really excited now.
Now
He's gone up an octave.
Can
Here we go.
Can I just say as well, if you've seen Second Chance Sunday yesterday, this is all going to start to make a bit of sense now, isn't it? You know, you're like, why was Craig like that yesterday? This is why. So, all makes sense. But using that die on its own, that's your card blank. Again, that's another aperture. It's an easel card. It's a stepper card. All these different ways on the front of a card blank. So that's our base one. So if we then take this one out of the way And then there is all your detail. Look at all that detail it's going to be in the background. So let's pop that one to the side. Now, what we're then going to do is we're then going to bring in another piece of card, same outline die. So we're going to pop that one on, tape it into place. Now, what I did originally, Joe, is the couple that I've already got cut. For this one, what I've done, let's tape that one into place. I want to cut it so you can see. So the next layer is going to be with the birthday cake. Now, can you see, again, I've left it full on gold mirror card. But what I'm going to do with this one, just to show you how you can change it, I'm going to use the birthday cake. So I'm going to pop that one on, and I'm going to pop that one on as well. And then what we're going to do is, if we take that one out, and then I'm going to tape it all into place. So if we tape it in, hold it in nice and secure, just like so. Tape that one on, tape that one on. I'm just going to add a wee bit more tape. And then what you're finding is the dies that we're popping in, there's no outside cutting edge, which means when you cut it, it stays within your card.
Awesome. Loads of people chatting away on the socials about these. A lot of love for them. Deanna saying these are very dramatic. Can you imagine the person getting a card like this? They'd be made up. Deanna says the intricate die is also very lovely. I think that's one you're using there, Craig. Barbara saying beautiful. Crafter's Companion, just keep getting better. A lot of you talking about who you'd give these to. Tiana says someone I really like. Nikki says my mother would love these as well. They are so beautiful, says Wanda. Joanne saying good afternoon everyone, absolutely lovely the show. Pam Craven says really glad the card arrived, Joe. Thought you'd like the butterfly. I loved it. Oh, Ange saying she loves the Austin Powers movies. And Trace saying with Craig didn't care for Austin Powers, although I did think I would work for Dr. Evil and Mini-Me at some point. Diana says, whoa, just joined the stream, going to need this collection as well. Sue King says, thinking of using the layers. Oh, this is a good one, Craig. Sue says, thinking of using the layers to create a 4-fold zigzag card.
What an idea. What an idea. What different way to use them. It really is. It's one of those things, you're going to think maybe one way. Use the paper pad first off. Then you're going to think, but I can do this. But I've got that paper there, I can use that one. I've got my ink backgrounds, why not use them ones as well? Start to think of your concepts. Bring in your Ultimate Pro, bring in your scoreboard. Think of the other diorama styles that you can do, the other 3D levels that you can do. So this is where, so if I take this next level, so this is how I originally intended it to be. But as you can see, what I just done there is I added that detail frame as well. So we've now got the birthday cake with all of that elegant, intricate detail all the way around. So what's your favourite birthday cake, Craig? Oh, easy. Kind of like a vanilla sponge with icing over the top and jam and cream in the middle.
Yeah, like
what
traditional.
I would say is a traditional birthday sponge.
Yeah, I'm with you, I think. That or like chocolate, but all chocolate. I don't think white icing I don't think like fondant icing works on chocolate cake. No. I think you need to have like a buttercreamy outside if you're going for chocolate. Yeah, and definitely not fruit cake. I'm not a fan of fruit cake. You can keep fruit cake like pretty much forever. Do you know that? My mum and dad tried to keep some slices of their wedding cake.
Well, there's a way to say that,
yeah. They had it in the freezer for 4 years. They went to Tenerife and there was a power cut. Came off, came home, we'd all gone off.
Yeah, that's the thing you say. They say that with the wedding cake, eh? You keep it, is it a slice or a layer for the next anniversary or something along those lines? Because it lasts for ages. But yeah, good old traditional, what I would say is birthday cake. So what we're going to do now is we're then going to do our top layer. So for this one, we're going to be bringing in that detail. So let's just pop that main die at the base just there. So if I tape that one on there and there, and then what I'm going to do now is pop that one into place. I'm going to use all of the center die at the same time as well. So tape that one into place. Now hopefully you can maybe start to see what I mean by, so we've used that one, we've used that one, and we're going to use birthday wishes in the top layer. But this is where you can start to change them. Maybe you want to have the cake at the top, and then maybe that one at the bottom, or that one at the top, that one underneath. It's entirely up to yourself. But let's get these last couple cut and we can start to assemble it. So we're just going to layer these ones in, just into here. And then there's many of them. For instance, this layer that I'm doing now, it's got snippability. So snip out the sentiment if you wanted to. Use it on its own. If, like on the circles, you want to actually create the aperture, you even get just the Aperture die as well. So instead of that detail of the cake or the trellis or the birthday wishes, you've got that main die. But then again, you've got more sentiments on the back. You've got the balloons. We're going to use them one as well. Balloons as well as the streamers as well to decorate. It just goes on and on and on. So let's take this last layer out of here and then we can start to assemble it. So what I'm just doing is taking this one, taking this one out, then there we go. We've now got birthday wishes, and this is where you can start to layer them upon each other, there, and there. But then what I'm just going to do, these same layers that I just used, so these ones here, what I've done is I've brought in some black card. So using the die and using that Aperture one that I showed you a moment ago, what I've just done is I've just cut them into black card. So we've now got, if I take these ones, we've now just got the design on its own in a frame. So there's that one, there's the background, and then there's also the wishes. So what I'm just going to do is bring in my dotty tape runner, and I'm just going to take this back one to start with, and I'm just going to go over the back. If you've got your sprays, then you can be using them. But I'm now just going to create a bit of a shadow. So I'm going straight over the top and I'm just pulling down slightly to the bottom right and I'm going to attach. So if I bring in, I've got a bit of cream card here. So can we see now, we've got that black that's just popping through the background. You don't have to do the black layers.
Oh, I love that, Craig.
But it just enhances
Makes it look a little bit gothic almost.
It does, absolutely. Halloween's coming up, so that's going to be perfect for that one. And then I'm just going to do the same.
Laura wasn't here yesterday. She'd have been so excited at hearing us chat all about Halloween ideas.
Yeah.
I wonder if Laura's working on Saturday the 31st. Should we get her to find out she is working?
Laura, we were
going to say we're going to put a request in for Craig to be here as well. And then me and Craig can get like dressed up and think of some really good things.
That's what we were saying,
Laura.
Laura.
Awesome last year. We were chatting about different ideas yesterday. One viewer saying that we could wear black suits, right? Take Barbies to us and come as chick magnets. Lots of different ideas that people or apparently Laura's suggestion we put watches on our belts and go as a waste of time.
Genius, that one.
Genius.
Absolutely genius. Love it. Absolutely love it. Rightio. So what we've done now is you can see we've got all of these layers ready to go. So I've got the base. I've then got all of that elegant design on that one. We've then got our cake, and then we've then got our wishes, birthday wishes. I've got my two parts that I've already die cut, so let's just start to assemble this one.
Cheryl's having a great day on YouTube, Craig. She has been sent home from work due to a network outage. So it means that she can come home and watch us live for a change. And she's really excited. What a great day.
Is that, getting sent home, isn't it?
And on a Monday as well. You know, a no work Monday because of a network outage. Robin says she loves homemade German chocolate cake as her. Robin, what makes it German? Who knows? Let us know. Betsy says as well, I love lemon cake and icing. Yes. And Betty says she loves red velvet with cream cheese icing. Oh, it's the best birthday cake ever. How delicious.
Anything lemon. Now on this type, so you'll see with that first one that we done earlier on, what I done, so I done it where the white was on the outside. So if there's not a right and a wrong way, but I would do it so that the actual matching colour is on the outside. So there we go. So we've done it that way. So then once again, all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to slide them in. So if I just pop that one in just there, and then let's pop that one in. So what I'm going to do is I won't tape these ones down simply because I am still able to show you how it looks without securing it with tape, and then it means we can get on to the next one in a minute.
Caroline wants to know if you can use the dies on box lids, Craig.
Of course you can. Again, because they actually cut into your card.
You'd use it like a topper then, would you? Then just cut the tabs off in that way?
Yeah, do that one. Or these ones that I've just done here in the black card, again, you could be using them. So they're into your card as well, or into the lid of your box.
Awesome. So many different ways of using these. I can't wait to see which ways you come up with as well. I love that you've done the mirror here, Craig. Think about things like your matte mirror.
Exactly.
Your I'd love to, you know, even putting things like your vellums in the back of these windows as well. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous. There's so many different things you can do. Pamela says, my granny said to eat the top layer of my wedding cake as she didn't put preservatives in it, but traditionally you kept the top layer for the christening. That's as well.
What it was, yeah.
Just as well I would have had to have kept it 12 years, she says. Wowzers.
Gosh.
I wouldn't fancy 12-year-old wedding cake, would you? I just can't really imagine it being all that delicious, let's say. Bit dry after 12 years.
Just a wee bit, isn't it? But you know, I'm sure it'll still taste nice though. That's obviously why they do that, isn't it? So there we go. So that's it now, crate. Now keeping in mind your tabs will be folded over. You'll add your adhesive, but I just wanted to just move over that part just for speed. Let's just bring in a few parts. So these are just some of our numbers that we've got. Could be using any others from your stash. So think of all the different birthdays that this would be good for, or special occasions, depending on the sentiment that you use. Then we've just used that balloon. So we've used the balloon as well as the streamer, exactly the same. So I've cut it in gold, cut it in black, and then what I've just done is, again, just done a bit of a shadow effect. So all that I'm just going to do is pop that one on, and then let's just bring in a bit of our dotted tape runner. That can then just go underneath there. And then what to do as well, check out the show, because we do have Hunky Dory sparkle gems on. So I'm just going to add just a couple of them on as well. So I'm just going to pop that one on and that one. So I'm not going to spend time doing all of them. Let's just do one more, and let's pick up that one just here. And then we can finish it just by adding that one. But it gives you the idea, so you've got that interchangeable element. Now I know I keep repeating myself, but I've done the 3 layers there, but you could use layer 1 on its own, use layer 2 or 3 on its own, use the birthday wishes in the back. Maybe you want it into the middle, maybe you don't want them at all. Set them out, cut them in maybe some inexpensive cards that you've got, and then what you can just do is see how you want to create them and how different that they can look. So because of that, let's show you just a few ones. So these are with the fancy ones. So this is just using Centura Pearl. So on that one there, we've got a couple of the layers as well as the background at the back. This one is just using the aperture effect that you can see just there. So none of the interchangeable elements. And we've just used some, I think that was, I can't remember if that's the Lily Collection paper pad maybe. But again, then bringing in the embossing folders that we've got. So using the gold that we've just done, but run it through afterwards with your embossing, different layers just here. So again, these ones are just your fancy edge, but then we've got another, there's a circle one again. So this one is just a diorama effect without using your interchangeable.
Awesome. Really, really busy, Craig. Right, I want to break down the main collection for you as well. I'm going to show you the items that you're going to be able to create here. So let's start off again with that embossing folder, because it is so busy on the embossing folder collection at the moment. $15.50 or $22 if you want to get these. Look at how much texture it creates. That's just on some mirror cards, some silver mirror card. So that is your stone. You've also then got the brick as well, which I think is going to look great on something like your Centura Pearl. The next one you've got here is your trellis swirls. This one is super fancy. It's like a Renaissance like an Italian marble floor, it reminds me of, something along those lines. And then you've also got that lovely spring forest there as well, which is awesome. You get all 4 of those, $15.50 or £24. They are a 6x6 size, which is awesome. So you can use them in your regular crafting, your day-to-day crafting, or what you can do is use them, of course, with your apertures, which is going to work well. Now, I just want to recap as well what you've got firstly. So when you're just using the main die that comes in here, along with the paper pad. Now, the paper pad, of course, is going to give you those 24 sheets. If you want to keep it as simple as you possibly can, this is what you're going to get just here. So the Circle Aperture Diorama collection, what you're going to get in here is you're going to get the die that's going to give you the framework. You're then going to get the paper pads as well. And then what you're also going to get in here as well is the interchangeable elements. So let me take you through the interchangeable elements you've got in this one. You've then got the woodland. So look at how different that looks when you bring in some autumnal colours and you use the woodland. That is what you're going to get just there when you choose to use that. You've then also got the love, and the love, of course, are those gorgeous birds of love that you've got on there. Remember, you could use the woodland with the love, with the butterflies if you want to. There's nothing to stop you doing that. And then finally, the schmetterlings. You've got the butterflies on there as well, which is absolutely awesome. So that's your circle. Now, in the big collection, if you want to go for the circle on their own, details there on your screen. So you're getting everything you're seeing there and the paper pad, £56 or $74. Very busy on the circle at the moment. You've also then got the fancy, and it's exactly the same concept here. So with the fancy, this is what you're going to get if you're just using that main worker die along with the paper pad. And look at how it's much depth and dimension. They're 2 inches deep, these, which is absolutely awesome. You're then going to also get the birthday in here too, which is going to be fantastic. Look, let's face it, we've all got birthdays. I would say other than Christmas, it's probably the most popular card that you make in your crafting. So you've got that one in there for you as well. You've got this one, which is just beautiful. This is the home. I don't know what that reminds me of. It definitely reminds me of something I've seen. It's like a... do you know what it reminds me of a bit?
Stained glass window.
It reminds me of Kimmy Schmidt. Does anyone watch that on Netflix? I don't know what are the opening credits a little bit. Is that what it looks like? Something similar. It reminds our director Adam of a bread advert. He's saying so. Whatever your mind sees in there, I guess. But the great thing is, it's very, very. It's homely, isn't it? Which is lovely. And you're also going to get this one in there. And this one here is your garden that you've got. So you've got all of those in there. Now, what you're also going to get is you've got the ability to buy them all together, which gives you far and away the best value. What it also gives you is this. Oh my word, this is just the, you know how I feel about paper pads generally, don't you? Well, this one is epic because what you've got in here is construction, not a paper pad. I don't like it calling that. It's construction weight cardstock that you've got in here. This is 300 GSM. You want to emboss this, you want to die cut this, you want to use it for construction, for box making, for envelopes, all of those different things. It is a really, really good weight of cardstock. To give you an idea, our stamping card, our smooth card, is also 300 GSM. So that's the weight you've got. You've got 24 sheets, it's double-sided, it's in a gorgeous array of colours, it's coming included. Now, you can get this on its own as well, and lots of you are getting it on its own. Hundreds of these have gone. If you want to get it on its own individually, $14.99 here in the UK, or $19.99 if you're across in the US. Get it in the big collection though, because that represents the best value for money. The wonderful thing also about the big collection is that when you get it all together, we're going to give you free shipping and handling and free postage and packaging, which is also awesome. You've also got great savings as well, because everyone is saving $46.85 or $58.85. Platinum members, your savings are going to be a little bit extra. You're going to get $73.25 or $93.85 off of this. Platinum members are going to get this for $105.60 in the UK or $140 if you are in the US. Fabulous value, however you look at it. When you look at the versatility, you see the different styles that you can make, the fact that you can theme this and color this to take you all the year through. Yes, you're going to make awesome Christmas cards with these, absolutely you are, but you're going to use it in the spring, Valentine's cards. And the great thing is, because of the interchangeable elements that are coming in here, it means that it gives you the ability to tailor this for all of those different occasions as well, which is awesome. Anyway, very, very busy on that. Over a fifth of our world launch stock has gone here, which is awesome. Something else that's very, very busy today is our end of summer sale. Now, Craig, you have selected some of your top picks, haven't you?
I have indeed. These are Craig's top 10 picks. I've got them right at the side of me. So, number 10.
Oh, yes, we've got music. Wait, Craig.
We
got music. Cue the music, maestro. Oh. Apparently it's playing. I can't hear it in the studio. Can you, Craig?
No.
Here it is.
Hey, top 10.
Oh, so in down 3 at 10.
Christmas Blessing frames. So this enables you to create your frames, Christmas themed, or you can go beyond if you so wish. Check out the detail within these ones of the dies and the stamps.
Pop pickers up 3 to 9.
We have got our 3 dies. We've got our detail, we've got the outside edge, the inside edge, create into your card, we've got the outside edge as well. This one being your floral arrangement.
It's grooving and shaking and it's in at number 8.
Our magical moonlight. This is our difference between stamp and dies, so you can stamp them, die cut them, you could be using them all over your crafting needs.
Pull on your boogie shoes and get ready to dance. In at 7.
Wake up and smile. This is your stamp. Check out the stamp. Wake up, smile, and tell yourself, today is my day. Perfect for this time of the year.
£1.25 or $2. Get your groove on. In at number 6.
Party! Stamp and die.
£1.25. I can't keep that accent up for the whole of this, Craig. I'm gonna fall about laughing. £1.25 or $2.25 if you want to get hold of that one there.
This is your edgeable, so you can do your stamping as well as your die cutting.
Fabulous. What else have you got?
We're going dirty in the craft room. It's Sarah's signature, crafty fun.
$2.25 or $3.25. What is it? Other than Dotty?
Dotty stencil. So do your inking, do your spitzing.
Why has this got so... Hang on a minute. Cut the music. Stop the show. Stop the show.
Originally sounded so much
what
better.
has happened here? Right, this was a laugh at the start about 2.5 minutes ago, and all of a sudden it's become the most awkward, cringe thing ever. What have we done? We've pulled the wheels off Craig. It was the stopping of the accents that stopped it. Right, okay, let's get back to you. Ready? Right, cue the music again, Adam. Here we go. In at 5.
4.
Oh, 4.
Got...
In at 4.
And let's celebrate Shake or Die.
Oh, get your shake on. $2.25 or $3.25. Now, was that oh, $5.75 or $7.75? Into the top 3. Coming in at number 3.
A little birdie told me.
If you only get this one, $9.75 or $12.25, down 1 from last week. Wait, what is it?
This is our outline die, so this enables you to create your peel-off outline die things for your stamps.
Last week's number 1, down 1 at 2.
We've got a rose, so this is our outline die, so you could be creating all your different designs, whether it's your rose, you do your paper piecing, you can then start to do all your foiling in the background, you can even do your glitter flakes as well.
Oh yeah, it's a new entry, it's coming in, it's sliding in straight at number 1.
We are family, this is our sentiment die as well as stamps that you can create your focal point of your card using your sentiment as the die, stamp around it.
At $4.75 or $5.75 if you want to get those ones. Right, Craig, I don't think that I'll be using that for my show reel. I'm just going to put it out there right now. It was a lot of fun.
I'll be doing that again anytime soon either.
I've got to do. Oh no, I've got to do it with Debbie this afternoon. Who knows
what will be brilliant.
She will be. Right, if you want to get any of those items, pop yourself over to the website. All of the end of summer sale items are in the end of summer sale section on our website. Thousands of lines, lots of sellout, up to 70% off of all of them, which is fantastic. Right, still very busy for that main collection, as you can see there. As I said, it's the best way to get the best value and get all of this amazing collection, which is awesome. The 2 pads that are coming with the die set, remember that beautiful perfect pastels as well, are brand new. It's not a paper pad, it's a card pad, 300 GSM. It's beautiful and it's very busy on its own individually. Right, Craig, what is next, my friend?
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the circle aperture die set, and this time what we're going to do is the first one with the circle aperture. We used the paper pad, so this time we're going to use some texture card that Joe was showing you earlier on. We're going to use the winter theme as well. So what I've just brought is a selection of different texture cards, so selection of different browns, autumnal colours that you can see there, and beforehand as well I've already die cut the base one, which is a dark tone. So what we can do is just bringing in our plates just here. So for the next layer, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our main die. So we'll take all of these ones out. So I'm going to go for a slightly darker brown that you can see just here. So that can then just go straight over the top. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to pop that one into the middle. I'm going to use this one again as a guide. You don't have to use it as a guide, use it to actually cut out the detail if you want, but I like to create the guides. Then what I'm going going to do is if I just bring in our woodland set, so we're just going to use this one. And I don't know what it is about this one that's my favourite. I think the imagery on it, the way that you can build that scene, you know, from the front to the mid to the background, just looks spectacular. So we're going to be using the die. So we've got, you know, it could be the deer, it could be the stag, it could be whatever you want it to be. We've got the main detail so that you've then got it just at the tree. You've got, you know, the little baby, or that. What is a baby of a stag? Is it just a deer? Is it a deer? So a doe. You got that one there. I'm counting on you, Adam, for knowing that one. Doe, a deer. Makes sense, doesn't it? So there is your mid layer. And then you've got the detail where it's got the hello, you've got some of the foliage as well. So this is where layer that one on top, then layer that one on top, or you just might want to use those two. Entirely up to yourself. So what we can do is bringing in our background, and then I'm just going to tape that into place, holding it and securing it. So if I then just bring in this top part, using that one as a guide. So if I then bring in this main detail, so I'm going to take this one. Now this one, it has no outside cutting edge, so it's going to cut into your card. However, you also get that main circle die there. So if you use that one in conjunction, that's then going to cut out of your card. So again, another way of using it. So let's pop that one on, and then we're going to use that one just to pop into the middle, and we're going to secure that into place.
Lots of giggles being provided today, apparently, in the comments, Craig. Monica says, thank you both for the giggles. I think we all need to giggle with so much going on. I think y'all need to take your show on the road, says Betsy. Betsy, let's get this show on the road. Where would we go? We start with the UK tour just at the moment, I think, Craig, don't you? And then maybe build up to an international tour.
You know,
maybe we can start with Europe.
Arena tour, stadium tour, maybe?
A stadium tour. Yeah, absolutely. Beyonce's got nothing on us. Molly says, Joe's acting like a DJ. This is cracking me up. Lots of different questions and ideas coming in, Craig. I'll pop it through over to you. Diana says, Craig, can you put extra side pieces to make it smooth on the outside? Would it interfere with the laying flat for mailing?
No. So what you could do is, obviously we die cut 2 of them for the panels, die cut another 2. So once you've actually, let's take this first one. So what we do on this one, so once you've folded them flat over the top, take another one that you've already die cut, using your tape, pop it over the top. That hides your workings, but it's still going to fold flat, no problem at all.
Awesome. Evelyn had a very similar question as well, Craig. Jean says, could you use acetate and an extra layer of the main part of the die and make Joe's favourite card? A shaker card, shaker card.
You can do literally whatever you want to do with these ones. You really can. Just let your imagination just go wherever you want. I'm going to say that you're going to start off with either the paper pad or just some cardstock, but I can guarantee you within the first cut, if your mind and your ideas hasn't already started to flow, they soon will be. There is just so much that you can keep going and going and going with. So I'm taking my next layer. So that was the first one. So I'm then going to take our next one with what we worked out as the dough, and just there. So what I'm going to do is tape that one on. Do you think I should actually even tell you that I've not even seen that film?
You what? What one?
That one from that song.
A Sound of Music?
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard the song.
I can't tell you how deeply disappointed that.
But I've never seen that film.
Right, well, you're gonna have to. I'll have to get it on DVD and bring it over sometime. You know, when we're allowed to, and and then we'll watch it at some point when we're allowed. Lots of you chatting away still in the comments. People, I think there's a lot of requests coming in for our tour, Craig, already now. Betsy says, well, we have to come to Houston, Texas. Is that where all the cowboys are? I think you'd look great as a cowboy, you know, Craig.
Oh, we can go and do a tour at the AT&T Stadium. That would be awesome. That would be good.
What's the AT&T Stadium?
Well, it's a huge, big, massive stadium.
Oh, is it in Houston?
Texas, anyway. Sure,
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's Dallas. I won't tell you how I know that.
Sarah says we should go down under. I'd love to go down under. Yeah, Sarah's in Melbourne, so maybe we could go there on our tour as well. Sounds pretty good. All pretty warm at the moment as well, which I'm liking all these suggestions. Laura doesn't think we could fill a stadium. I tell you what, with social distancing, we'd stand a lot better chance of filling one at the moment, because you only need about 400 people in them at the moment, and they are full. So it would be a total sellout tour, Craig.
We could give it a shot,
Laura
Joe.
thinks we're more sort of local working men's club than we are, you know, arena tour. How rude.
If we get an audience, if people want to come and watch, then... But then we need to... Ben has to come and do the voiceovers.
Ben can do the intros, can't he?
Yeah.
He'd be great at that.
Derek could be the warm-up guy.
Craig, that's a bit rude.
See, oh, Derek's got so much talent, and it didn't come out the way I wanted. But you know, get him involved. But he could really get the crowd going, get them started. You know, then Ben can come in. Anyway, so what I've just done, shovel.
You're getting yourself in a big hole
I'm
here,
going
Craig.
to stop just there. But then we can see, so what we've been doing on the last two demos, quite the same on this one, building them up, and then I'm just going to go for this lightest tone here, and then I'm just going to bring in my last one. So this actually says hello. You've got some foliage just within there. So I'm just going to pop that one just within the middle, just like that one, taping it into place. And then what we're going to do is remove that one. Then we can start to assemble. Now, I never even taped that outside one, did I? So let's do that one into place, holding it in, and then we're just going to secure it. Now, I'm using the Junior for this one because obviously it fits just perfectly. But if you wanted to die cut extra elements, then if you were to come along and use your large Gemini with the large plates, then you can start to die cut so many different dies or aperture interchangeables at the same time. You know, you can then start to do a lot of batch making when it comes to it. You can actually start to create them really quite quickly.
Awesome. Loads of people still chatting away, lots of different ideas. Just getting busier and busier though, Craig, on this big collection as we move towards the end of the show. Hundreds of you now having gone for that big collection. It's really, really busy. I think there's definitely something to be said for going for the whole collection here, Craig, as well. I know there are sort of smaller collections that you can build up to if you want to, but to have it all, it's going to be something that you're going to get a lot of use out of. And like you said, Craig, think of even using that front layer just as toppers as well. You don't need to create it as a concept every single time you use it.
You can do it. What I'm going to do, just in case we don't get a chance later on, but I just want to show you with that one just here. That was just using one of our embossing folders that we've got that's new today, and then using one of the actual circle toppers that we'd be using elsewhere in your crafting. That's all that I've just done. All these extra flowers, these are dies that come in with the set as well. So you can see we've gone from 3D modelling, dioramas, to then, you know, flatter cards using the embossing. So you can start to see how having that full collection can really take it far and beyond.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
We've got just here is we've got our 4 layers. Now again, we've got the 4 layers, but you could, if you wanted to, is just maybe use the 2 or the 1s and tile it to yourself. But this one just here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in our embossing folder. What I'm going to do is actually going to take this one, and then I'm just going to run this one through, pop it in, just popping that in just like that. I'm trying to, as I'm doing this one, I'm actually just trying to follow what Laura's saying. It's actually a really good idea. You could be doing
talking
that
about
one
zigzag
as well.
cards, I thought earlier when someone mentioned zigzag card, they meant a Z-fold card, which is something very, very different. But actually having it together as a diorama,
Yep.
Laura's saying, then actually pulling it apart so it's sort of unfurled, if you will.
You could do. That would look really quite smart. Then, what about, you've got the die. Now we're on about the card blank. So this is it embossed. Look how spectacular that looks when it's embossed. You know, go over with gilding wax if you wanted to just there. What about, once again, chop these edges. This would be perfect for bunting. What about if you used that as the bunting, started to create all your different, it could be a name and, you know, if you've got your alphabets, you know, so if you want to do congratulations, you can do the C in the middle, you know, you can do the O in the next one. Use them as the base for bunting, you know, so special occasions, you know, baby anniversaries, all these different ones, colour
He was
theme
going to
them.
say baby shark then for a moment. I don't know why.
Baby shark.
I'm just triggered every time I hear the word baby. In my head it's do.
That's now going to be in my head the rest of the day. It's one of those, isn't it? Once it's in there, once that song's
true
in there,
earworm,
it just doesn't
Craig.
go. So we've got our I can't even say it. Autumn colours.
Autumnal.
All the way running just through here. Now again, you can go over the top with your gilding wax if you want to do. I'm going to keep it as it is. If you've got a sanding block, sand it back slightly. You're going to get your whiter tone just coming through. But we've then got our side panels. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to take these ones. So I'm just going to fold them ones in, and then I'm just going to bring in my tape runner, and we're just going to just layer these ones up. So add our adhesive at each side, just here and then here. So I'm just going to pop these ones on, and then what I'm just going to do, keeping in mind your bottom tabs are slightly larger than your top ones. So then I'm just going to pop this, lining it up along just one of the grids along your glass mat, just to make it easier for you. And then I'm just going to press that one into place, and then I'm going to do exactly the same within this side. And what I'm doing, because one side's a bit more texture, I'm going to have that just on the outside. Popping that one in just there, and then we're just going to bring in our next layer. So we've got the base, so we've got the first one, second one, and then the third one there, but nothing stopping you. If you wanted to, you could have it the other way around if you wanted to. I'll do it a bit lighter so you can see. So you're starting to get all that dimension just there. You can see it just there. But what I'm going to do is just going to pop them in. Once again, you would secure them with tape, but I'm just going to just slide it just in, and even now you can see how easy that just slots in just like that.
Diane, sorry, says, I'm really enjoying the look of this whole collection. Christine says, I think there should be a warning to all crafters before you two are on, as my neighbours think I've lost the plot. I'm laughing so much. Oh, I'm glad we're bringing a smile to your face, Christine. And Shadiah says, I'm loving this, so versatile. I think that's the word we've heard time and time again with this collection, Craig, isn't it? The versatility, the amount of different options that you've got. And think about the amount of occasions that this covers. There are so many.
There is. Now this one here is autumn themed, so this could then be for autumn birthdays, autumn occasions. But because we've got the butterflies, we've got the lovebirds, we've got the birthdays, I'm trying to think all the other ones that we've got just obviously the simple apertures. So it really is going to work throughout all year long. No reason why some of them wouldn't work well for Christmas designs as well. So you can start, could you imagine these? That would be, you know, like your Christmas clock or that, you know, on the mantelpiece at Christmas time, obviously Christmas colours, then absolutely you can be doing that one. Really is just going to continue to give all year round. So there we go. We'll just put these last bits of tape on, and then we'll just pop that one into place. And I'm just going to secure this one. So if you wanted to, fold it flat, line it up along the base of the card, and then again just fold that one over. Going to pop that one just into there as well, slotting that one on just underneath, and then I'm just going to hold that in. Then there we go, we can see just there. So we've then got your diorama effect. Now this is the one where I've brought in I did have it the side, here we go. So we've gone all out. So this one here, you can see what we've done is taken that detail die, popped it to the side, but even adding extra detail, embossing that side panel as well that you can see just there. And then if I then just bring in the switch, popping that one on, and you've got the lights just shining out just from the bottom. So if I turn that just a bit closer for you to see. So bringing in your inks, bringing in your sanding blocks, distress them, change the colours, change the looks. Now can you imagine, exact same style, but in your blues and whites. Imagine how wintry theme that would be. If you've got Sarah's Glycerin Snowflake collection, bring in the snow from that. Start to add that, add in your glitters and that as well. It could look absolutely good. Snow globe effect. That would look so smart as well. Do you know what I mean? This is why I was so excited yesterday. Bit too excited yesterday, but that is the reason why.
Rosalind saying maybe bringing things like your metallic inks as well would look gorgeous. There's so many different things that you could do. I mean, the options are absolutely endless. When you're just theming them by card colorways as well. Think about textures, think about embellishments. There's so many different ways that you can do this as well. Now, remember everything that you are getting in here. Let's start off with that embossing folder collection. With the embossing folder collection, 4 gorgeous brand new embossing folders. I've been showing you the silver side. Do you know what? I'm going to show you the other side. No, I'm not, because you can't see it. I'm going to show you the silver side again. This is that gorgeous stone effect that you've got there. Honestly, what am I like? Talking of what am I like, the lovely Debbie's going to be with me in about an hour and a half. I'm really looking forward to that. You've then got the bricks in here. You've got those gorgeous swirls. And finally, also, you've then got that beautiful woodland theme. So if you want to just get the embossing folders on their own, absolutely you can. $15.50 or $22 if you want to grab hold of those. Then we also have the circle collection. Now remember what you're getting in that gorgeous circle collection. You're going to get that pad in there, which is awesome. You're going to get the main die itself there, as you can see. And then what you're going to get is all of those interchangeable dies. And the interchangeables are what really knocks this up a level. I think that's what's going to enable you to really refine this and get, really put your own look and effect and spin on it, which is awesome. Within the circle ones, you're going to get the butterflies, you're going to get the lovebirds in there, and you're going to get that gorgeous woodland with the deers or the stags in there as well. If you want to get that element of collection on its own, you can. £56 or $74. You're saving $15.95 or $18.26 based on buying them individually, so it's completely up to you. Now, you've also got the fancy as well. Now, remember what you're getting included there within the fancy, because in the fancy what you've got is, again, the pad. Now, I'll show you the pad again in just a few minutes, because you're laying over the die and cutting out the imagery that's within there to allow you to create these awesome designs. But in there, you're also going to get the fancy die itself, the panel die. You're going to get the interchangeable birthdays, the interchangeable garden, and the interchangeable garden as well. Again, same price here, £56 or $74 there for you as well. However, far and away the busiest collection, because it also includes this gorgeous thing. Oh yeah, your pastels paper pad, as you can see, it is gorgeous. Not a paper pad, it's a card pad. This is 300 GSM cardstock, double-sided, 24 pages. Hundreds of you have gone for this just in this show. It's incredibly busy. It is a really, really heavy weight of cardstock. It's beautiful colours, 12 by 12, 300 GSM, which is really awesome quality. You're getting that within the main collection. You can also go for it on its own, bottom of the screen then, $14.99 or $19.99 if you want to get that. As always with pretty much everything we bring you here at Crafters TV, the best way to get the best value is to go for absolutely everything that you can see, because you're saving $46.85 or $58.85. You're paying £132 in the UK, $175 in the US. Everyone's going to get free postage and packaging and free shipping and handling. Platinum members, you can get this for $105.60 or $140, saving you an extra £73 based on buying it, or saving you $93 if you're in the US. It has been off the chart, unbelievably busy. This show is already planned in to be repeated. This product is going to be repeated tomorrow. I believe, is it the launch party this is going to be in with Leanne. Already though, and there'll be a masterclass further down the line, no doubt as well. Already though, of our brand new global stock, we just launched this today globally. It's the first time you've seen it. 1/3 of the stock has gone. There are many, many of you with this sat in your basket now at the moment, moving towards the checkout. Also, it has been exceptionally busy for a brand new launch. I'm so pleased that you love it, because there's so much you're going to do with it, and I can't wait for you to start sharing your ideas with us and showing us all the wonderful things that you're going to be doing. Let's take a look at some of the other stuff that's proving very busy in this show. The Hunky Dory Heavyweight Acetate is there also on the show. Shall I try that again? The Hunky Dory Heavyweight Acetate is on the show. There we are. 220 micron. You've got 30 sheets here. $9.99 or $13.99. It's going to work beautifully with this collection. Those gilding waxes also, you guys loving these. These are going to last you such a long time as well, and you've got gorgeous colors in here. So you're going to get the King Gold, the Antique Gold, the Gold, the Renaissance, and the Silver there. $47.96 or $67.96 is your price. Next up, we have got the tape, a 4-piece collection with the large foam pads there, the tape pen, the red liner, and also the low tack tape, £18 or $28. I believe, can you get it also with a small, same thing, but with the option on the foam pads changes to a smaller one. That is it's so busy, of course, everything in this show. Let me see what you guys are up to in the comments. Nora saying, I just love this new set. Beatrice saying, I love this collection, and also the colours in the 12 by 12. Evelyn letting me know that she ordered the entire collection as well. Pretty much everyone that's got in touch with me letting me know you've ordered, telling me that you've ordered the whole collection. So I think a lot of you are seeing it and seeing the value in going for absolutely everything and how you're going to use all of that stuff together. I think it would be too hard, Craig, to choose just a little bit of it. It's one of those, I think I just want the whole lot, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Especially when you think of, you know, starting maybe on a smaller bundle if you were, and you know instantly you're going to be like, oh, that other one had the stags. That would be good for, you know, Dad's birthday or Grandad's birthday or, you know, a certain occasion. So, and the fact is you get it all, and you get obviously the paper pad, the colour pad. It just is an absolute outstanding bundle. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to use the fancy set. So we're using the fancy panel. Now earlier on when we used the fancy panel, we used the interchangeable dies into the middle. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to use the fancy set, but we're going to use the paper pad and we're going to create it as an aperture card. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the paper pad. So again, so you can make 3 from each design within them. You've got multiple designs. So you're going to need, if you want to use them the way that they're intended, then you're going to be using 2 sheets. So your main one with all that detail there, the printed detail, that's intended to be your very back layer. It's entirely up to you if you want to use it that way. Then all of these would be then all die cut out using your die, and you can be using them elsewhere. So what we'll do is we'll cut out a couple. I've got a few already cut out, and what I want to do as well is I want to use some vellum, and I want to actually create a bit of a vellum window using a few of the die. So that's why I want to really show you that one and show you what you can do. So what I'm just going to do is bringing in my junior plate. So again, with this being the back one, I'm just going to cut the actual back layer on. So if I then just pop this one on, just there, and then what I'm going to do, bringing in the low tack tape, we're going to run this one through. What I'm not going to do, simply because of all, well actually no, let's do it just in case you're just tuning in now and you're not sure about the side panels. So this is where you've got the side panels on one of the pages, and you're going to need 2 of them. Both of them all come on that one page. So all that I'm just going to do is we're going to overlay them. Now, I wonder if I stay very, very still up close, and we'll get Adam to come in. Now, the actual design, can you see just on the outside edge, there's a there's a fine, it's kind of like a pencil line all the way around. They were just, you can see that just and no more. Where my finger is, there's a faint pencil line. There you go, perfect. Look at that one. So that's where you're going to line up your dies. So that's where you're just going to line them up, bang on over the side, and that's when it's going to give you that precise cut area. So if I pop that one on, following just that pencil line, I say it's, you know, it's not obviously a pencil line, but it's that effect. Taping that one into place, and then I'm just going to do the same with this side panel. Just keeping in mind, you know, 2 of the slots, so these 2 at this side are larger than these 2. So you just want to make sure there's your larger 2, and you've got a couple of smaller ones. To be honest, if you made a mistake and done it the other way around, it's not a big deal. You can still absolutely use it, but you know, they're there as a guide for you. So we're just going to pop that one over the top again, also following that pencil line, and we're going to run that one through. So I'm going to do this layer, and then we will skip to the other layers, and we'll get to that front layer where we can die cut the front layer and then bring in some vellum for you to see.
Awesome. Getting busier and busier, Craig, as we move towards the end of this show. So excited to see all the things you guys are going to be making with these. I need to let you know 1/5 of the stock of the brand new paper pad has sold out and gone. Remember, you can get it on its own, $14.99 or $19.99. It's a card pad, not a paper pad. I'm just so used to a lot of you going for the big collection and then adding an extra one of these in. We don't just order, you know, a few of these or a couple of hundred. We order thousands of paper pads when we order them, and to have 1/5 of the stock gone already, quite extraordinary. You guys love it. When we did the textured cardstock, Craig, the pastels I think was the absolute favourite, wasn't it? So now it's in a 12 by 12 card pad. It's just always going to be so popular. You know that it's going to be difficult to keep that in stock though.
Absolutely, especially by the amount that everyone loved the 8x8 ones, and now we've got them in the 12x12. Here in the UK, I know you're absolutely going to love them. You guys stateside, you do a lot more scrapbooking than we do. We're getting better at it. We do more cards and scrapbook pages, you do the other way around, but I think you're doing more cards and we're doing more scrapbooks. So at least then that way, you know, you've got your 12x12, you can start to actually incorporate them. Plus, you know, all our collections, Nature Garden, Sarah's Signature, they all come with 12x12, perfect as well. So what I'm just doing now is we've cut that base layer, so then we're going to create, so we're needing 2 like that. So we've got the aperture in the middle. So I've done one, so let's do another one so you can see how I do that one. So we take that outside die and we're just going to line that up just like we have been doing, whether it's the fancy apertures or whether it's the circle ones. We're just going to just line that one up over the top, and I'm just going to press just to secure it. Then, as I kept saying over the last hour and a bit, we're going to use this one as a guide. I'm just going to pop that one just in, and then what I'm just going to do now is I'm going to then bring in my aperture die, my plain aperture die, and we're going to pop that one in, lining that one up just here. So if I just secure that one, then I'm going to remove that one out of the way. We're going to run that one through. So plastic shim, magnetic and top cut and plate. And then while that one's running through, I'm also just going to bring in one of the other side panels that I'd also done earlier on. So we've got the two. So that gives us those panels, and then what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate some vellum that I just think looks absolutely stunning. So there we're going to take that one off and take them apart.
So busy on the social still, lots of you sharing. Shirley Social says on YouTube, all she says, Craig, shut the front door. That's all she said. I think that sort of sums it up really, doesn't it, this collection? Rochelle saying, tried to resist, but gonna have to get the whole collection. Jen says, I can't wait to get these. I think they'd be great with all my hunky-dory little book papers. That is an awesome idea to use with these.
Absolutely, and do you know what you can do as well with your hunky-dory little books? Using your Aperture die, why not use that one to actually die cut, you know, certain images within your little book? Start to incorporate your little books into the back as well. Any of your extra toppers that you've got from your topper sheets as well, start to incorporate them. Look at what else you've got within your crafty stash to use them.
Absolutely. You guys love Hunky Dory. You had a show last week with the Hunky Dory, didn't you, Craig?
I did indeed.
I'm sure it'll be back on very, very soon.
I couldn't possibly say, but I'm sure.
Watch this space.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to go for the top layer. So this is where we're going to use our main die again. And then what I'm just going to do is bringing in my low-tack tape. So let's just take this one. So what I'm going to do is popping this one in. So we're going to cut all these layers for this one. So let's line up that first one first. So we're just going to line it up. Now, yes, hopefully you can see by now, really, you know, to actually create an Aperture card or a diorama card like we're doing, it's really quite easy. You know, it's I didn't want people to be daunted by it, because I know when you start to see them when it comes to social media, sometimes you think, oh gosh, you know, it looks awesome. However, you know, is it just a bit too complicated for me? But it's just about layering them up. That's all that you need to do. Layer up, and then you're going to see how easy it is. So we're keeping this detail one in, and then what we're also going to do is we're going to pop this one in as well. Now bringing these ones, there's just a couple of extra toppers that I could be using elsewhere. You know, use it elsewhere within your crafting if you wanted to, or absolutely tags for your gifts.
Absolutely. What I would say as well, if you're going for this collection today, as you are in your absolute droves, make sure you save this or share this feed so you've got it ready to go. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can share it there. That way it sits and lives on your Facebook wall then, so you'll always be able to locate it easily. If you're on YouTube, you can bookmark it so you can come back a little bit later. If you don't do either of those things, so don't worry, go over to our website, and there on the Crafters TV section of our website, you can see all of our shows back at any time you want to. So crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. There, of course, you can watch and shop at the same time, which is awesome. Loads of inspiration. As I said, more inspiration tomorrow on this collection with Leanne, and no doubt there'll be a masterclass real soon coming your way with this too, because of the different ways you can use them. Because, I mean, we could do 2 or 3, maybe even 4 full shows on this, Craig, and still not get through all the variations and all of the sort of combos you can put together with these.
Absolutely, and that's what I meant by at the start, for you to obviously take in. Hopefully over these couple of hours we can show you kind of like the ideas, the initial idea of how to use the paper pads, and then maybe extra card that you've got. But over the rest of tomorrow and the rest of the week and over the next couple of weeks, whereas like Joe says, we're going to have master classes with them and that as well, actually using the inspiration that you're going to find on YouTube. This is when you're going to keep saying, I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to include myself on this one, that in 6 weeks time I'm going to be using these, and I'm going to think of something else that I never thought of right now. That's one of those sets where it just keeps giving time and time again. So what I want to do with this one now, so we've created the detail within that top frame. Now what I want is I want all of that in the back to be vellum. So let's take a piece of vellum. I'm just going to chop this down just so it's going to fit on my junior plate. So what I'm then just going to do is bringing in my cutting plate. Then I'm going to bring this outside die. So as you can see, this is the workhorse. This is the die that we're going to be using for everything, if this is what you're going to be doing to create your diorama cards. I say cards, you know, they are models or projects. So tape this one down, like that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to need our Aperture die just here. So let's take that one And then once again, let's just pop that one. I'm not going to take the bits out because I'm just using it to line up the center. So we're going to pop that one in like that. Just line it up with my tape. And then this is going to give us the perfect positioning for your vellum.
Lorraine's grabbed hers. She's got a family member, a milestone birthday coming up, Craig. She's looking forward to that. Carlene is also grabbing hers now as well. I don't think Carlene thought she needed it, Craig, and then has seen the show and is now cutting it. And I think that's what a lot of you did. Maybe a lot of you saw it, because obviously it was in the HSN booklet originally, and then of course we didn't end up launching it on HSN in the last craft day. It will be coming up on HSN very, very soon. So a lot of you saw it and were a bit sort of undecided, and I feel like once you see it demonstrated, Craig, it's one of those things that it just really comes to life, doesn't it? A lot of you now making your mind up and coming in towards the end of the show. As I said, over a third of the stock has sold out and gone. Oh, I went a bit Bucks Fizz there.
You did there, yeah.
Oh, if I'd had a skirt on, I'd have whipped it off.
I'm sure everyone would love to have seen that. That would be fun. That would go on to social media.
So I detect a little slight sarcasm there, Craig.
No, genuinely not at all. I mean, I think a lot of us would have loved to have seen that on social media, whipping your skirt off. Although I think it's trousers you've got on today, isn't it?
It's Gino's.
And to be fair,
today, yeah.
it is Friday for Joe,
It's my Friday. It's fake Friday, as we call it here, when it's the end of your shift of the week. So I work, 4 days on, and then I have 4 days off now. So yeah, this is the last day for me. It's been a wonderful weekend. It really has been fabulous. So many great shows and really, really busy shows. But it's lovely to end it off with a launch day. And then also, don't forget, Monday Makers coming up with Debbie as well, which is going to be fabulous.
It's going to be good. I can't wait. I'm going to try and get home within that hour, and I'll be able to sit down with a copy and watch you both.
Oh,
Alternatively,
nice.
I'll probably just sit through there and watch it. I probably won't even get home. I'll be like, I'm going to sit and watch. But what I've done now with this base one, so you've got that base one, so you've got the design just there, but what I am just going to do, you could cut it out if you wanted to, but I still want to have that strength throughout the back, so I'm going to leave it in, but I'm going to take one of the other aperture toppers that has popped out, and I'm just going to lift it up just with a bit of foam pad. So we're just going to pop that over the top, just there, like that one. And then I'm going to pop that into place. So let's pop our layers at the side. So what I'm doing now is we've got the front one there, and then I've also just brought in the vellum that we've cut. Now what I've done beforehand is I've already die cut one of them just like that, and I've just ran it through my Xyron. Use your sprays, or you could use your dotty tape runner if you want. So I'm just going to take that off, and then what I'm just going to do now is I'm just going to, you don't need to snip these bits off, but I am just going to do it. You can keep them on or take them off. So let's just take them ones off. And then what I'm just going to do is let's pop the vellum over the top, and then I'm going to pop the detail, and I'm just going to carefully, let's pop it that way. I'm trying to do it so you can kind of, I'm wondering, have I got a bit of black card? Maybe the black card will show best. Doing it there.
Leslie would like to know, Craig, what is the best size of the purple binders to hold this collection? Small one or the large one? I guess it wouldn't matter, would it?
No, it wouldn't. No, so your small one will hold them. Of course, like anything, you know, if you've got the bigger ones, then there's more versatile, and obviously it's going to hold a lot more. But yeah, you know, if you do just have the small ones, they're still going to fit.
Awesome. And Molly says, I like that you can use a die as a frame or as a 3D card. Very, very clever. It really is. And do you know what? I'm pretty certain, Craig, there'll be lots of different ways that our viewers come up with using these that, you know, none of us maybe have even thought of in this show. It's one of those collections, really, the more you use it, the more ways you're going to come up with of using it as well. Producer Laura just saying maybe even cutting into some of the interchangeable elements and using them as like spinny cards, Craig.
You could.
On a little spinner, maybe a great idea.
You could, but what you could do is actually let's layer them up, and then I'll show you how you could do something. Well, I won't show you how you can do it, but I'll explain how you could. Just using it to create a wee spinning action within the middle. But there we go, so we've got the base one, so let's just bring in our side panels again just here. So all that I'm just going to do, I'm always using my glass mat just to line up along the bottom, and then I'm just going to pop that one just there and in there. Let's take this next one, flip that one over, and just going to do exactly the same, just like that, pressing into place. And then we're just going to, I think I've got tape on these ones. So my personal preference when I've been doing these ones is using the red liner tape. I find it easier, and because it's really, really strong and it's very, very instant. But we're just going to just slide these ones in. So let's lift that one up. So I'm just going to pop my hand in just there, sliding it in, even with the tape still on. you know, just slots in just really, really easily.
Shirley's loving the vellum incorporated in this. I think it's a really lovely feel. And also, we bring you so many great printed vellums now as well, don't we? With the pads that we've started bringing with some of our collections. So I think, Craig, the Peacock had a vellum pad in it, didn't it? You might get your hands on that, I hear, next week at some point.
I do. So we, obviously here as well as Crate and Craft here in the UK, we're launching the Peacock collection. I have got the last couple of shows towards the end of the week of the Peacock collection, so I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I've already been having a wee play with it, and it looks spectacular. Use the card that comes within that paper pad. I'm just trying to get this last bit of tape off, but then use the vellums that come within the 12 by 12 as well. Imagine one of the peacocks. Can you imagine, once that's layered up, you imagine if you, sorry, that's me changing it all the way about, but can you imagine, once that's layered up, can you imagine having one of the peacocks or the peacock feathers from left to right? That would just look, oh, I just keep using the words awesome and amazing and fantastic.
It would look
really, really
awesome. You could also
awesome.
use the Nature's Garden Nativity Collection. You know, the little round die. Do you know the one I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Maybe that would go nicely within the round one. So it was another suggestion we had a little earlier in the show.
That's it. If you've got any of your other dies, maybe you've got some other Aperture dies from other collections that's going to fit, why not use them? You can do. And let's be fair, if you happen to have any Aperture dies that are not ours, if they're going to fit within the actual Aperture section, use them. Do that. It's nothing stopping you. They're your set. Once you get them home, you can do whatever you want with them. And actually, now I know obviously it is a touchy subject just now, but once the craft fairs is back up and running again, once you can go out, you could potentially make a nice wee profit from selling these ones. You know, maybe personalise them as well. You could be doing that one. Keepsakes as well. That would look really, really nice. And a nice gift for people.
Yeah, absolutely. So many different ways. And remember, the great thing is if you are making to sell, because these are all designed in-house, it means that you can knock yourself out. You can sell them online, you can sell them face-to-face, you can sell it at your craft fairs. You could do whatever you want with them. Anne says a great one would be use the birthday and then maybe put a picture of the person in the back of it, Craig, and having the picture on the back wall. Lovely way of using them. Great for things like anniversaries. So even maybe for Valentine's would be awesome. Could you use the dies? I'm thinking of a box lid, Craig, to cut an aperture into a box lid at the top and the aperture on top. Does that make sense? You can do that, yeah?
And then if you like to do your box making and with your scoreboard, if you are good, because I know there's many in there that are very inventive, what you could do is actually create it into a box. So you can be doing that as well using the scoreboard. So that's what I mean by just think of how you can use it to start with and then just take it to that next level again and again and again. So what I've just done is I've just taken some other elements within the actual paper sheet just there and I've just hand cut them out. So I've taken the actual rows within this one. And then also within the actual set here, you've got the flowers, you've got the swirls that you can see there. So I've cut just a wee tag there. And then I've just used some of the paper pads that Joe was showing you. And I've just created a flower as well as a swirl there. And then that center white bit is that middle die there. So I've created the own flower. And then all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to start to just layer that one up. So let's just pop that one just there. And then let's just bring a glue dot on the back there. We can just pop that one on, just like that one. And then what we can then even do, actually, let's see if I can get that one off because I wanted to pop the tag in the background, just there. So I'm going to pop that tag there, put that flower there, and then what I'm going to do is add that swirl, and then I've got just one single pearl that is from one of the Hunky Dory Diamond Sparkle Gem and Pearl sets.
Pearl's a singer, apparently, no?
What was that, sorry?
Pearl's a singer.
Pearl's a singer.
Do you not know that song?
Pearl's, no, I don't.
Oh, now I'm going to have to Google
Is that
it,
a song or is that a person?
Now I can't remember what song it is, and now I've said it. Yeah, it's definitely a song called Pearl's a Singer. It's a very famous old song.
Well
Laura is Googling.
Wonder
if
Mr. or Mrs. Google can help on that one now.
I bet they can. Craig, that looks absolutely beautiful. It was a song by Elkie Brooks. Craig.
Elkie Brooks?
Yes, indeed. Now that looks beautiful. Craig, would you do us a favour? Would you just flick through the two paper pads, the two that go with the diorama? Just share with us the different designs, because there's a few different designs, isn't there, in each one of those, which play around with the different colourways and the different sort of look and feel that it gives you. Is that all right?
There is, of course it is. So I'll show you my pad. So this is just some of the excess that I've got left over. So this is what I mean, but you can be using that elsewhere within your crafty stash there. But then here we go. So this is if you were to create your diorama effects using the paper pads. So you have got all these different effects. Now keeping in mind, to create one diorama card, what you're going to do is you're going to use two sheets. So you've got multiple different options. So you can see all these different ones. You've got the teals and the mints that you can see just there. Then you're going for all your lighter shades, but then you're going for your pinks as well. Now keeping in mind now, the idea is the one with all the design is going to be your base layer. Nothing stopping you from using that to the top layer if you want. It's entirely up to yourself. But you've got your pinks, you've got your baby pinks and that as well. Now you've got obviously the ones that we've just created there as well. You've got more of a different pink tones that you can see there. So that one is for the fancy. And then it's along the same lines with the colour tones, a few different ones. And then this is for the circle one. So again, if I take these ones, because this is my bits that I've been using. So again, you've got your pink layers that you've seen just there, but then you've got your blues within this one here. This one, it just shouts out, you know, a mantelpiece clock. It just reminds me of that, you know, the shape of it.
It does a lot, isn't it?
So there. That Beauty and the Beast Cogsworth, it is, isn't it? It's exactly what it's like. But then bringing in your inks, because they're matte, so you can ink onto them, stamp onto them if you want, but you've got your purples in that as well, running through all the way through just there. Colour themes there, colour tones that go all the way through the back, bit of instructions on the back as well. And then just to quickly reiterate as well, so when it comes to the main Aperture die set, so you're doing the diorama, you've got your step-by-step instruction sheet all the way through. And then just lastly as well, when it comes to your die sets where you use the actual interchangeables, you also get your instruction sheet as well. Really, really simple. But if you're just unsure, what was it Craig done again? What is it that Leanne does tomorrow? You've got that there just to help you if you want.
Absolutely. What you've also got is the option, lots of different options of getting involved in this collection as well. There are loads of different ways of you getting involved. It's a brand new collection. Everything that you're seeing here was launched today globally. You will be the first crafters worldwide to get your hands on this, or get the opportunity to get your hands on it. I want to break down that collection again and show you everything that's in the big collection, as well as the details of how you can get hold of the smaller collection. It is so busy now. Literally everyone is checking out their baskets as we come to the end of the show. You can get the embossing folder collection in here if you want, $15.50 or $22, saving 20% when you get it like that. It is of course included in that big collection as well for you, which is awesome. We've then got for you the Circle Aperture Diorama, £56 or $74. This is going to get you the main die, which is cutting that sort of worker die, if you will. You're then going to get the interchangeable butterflies, lovebirds and woodland scene with those deers, and then you're getting that paper pad in there too. £56 or $74, saving you almost £16 over $18 compared to buying the individuals. If you want to buy the individuals, you're more than welcome to. They're all available on the website for you. We've then got the Fancy Aperture Diorama, 36-piece collection. They started off neck and neck. Now the Fancy Aperture individually is twice as popular as the Circle. Again, the same concept here. You've got the three interchangeables, so you've got birthday, garden and home. You've got the pad, and you've also got the fancy panel for you as well there too. Now, the thing is though, and what absolutely everyone is going for, is the main collection, because it's a thing of beauty. And remember as well, what you're getting in that main collection is you're also getting, it's not a paper pad, it's a card pad. It's 300 GSM. You're getting this gorgeous brand new world launch double-sided pastel cardstock, which is just amazing. From the whites to the pinks to the purples to the turquoises. You've got the greens in here and the yellows as well. It's available individually. A lot of you going for it individually. A lot of you also adding an extra one into your basket as well. $14.99 or $19.99 if you want to get hold of of that. 300 GSM, just to put that in context, it's going to be great for embossing as well as die cutting. It's also going to be great even for things like construction. Our stamping card, for instance, that is a 300 GSM cardstock as well. Now, if you want to get all of it, £132 if you're here in the UK, $175 if you're across in the US. That's a saving for everyone based on buying the individual units of $46.85 or $58.85. Club Inspire members today, your saving on this collection will be $73.25 or $93.85. That means that Club Inspire Platinum members today can get this for £105.60 or $140, which is amazing value for money. The other thing as well is that every single one of you, if you're going for that big collection, you're going to get free postage and packaging, free shipping and handling. We're going to send it out to you totally free of charge, which is absolutely awesome. Craig, I know we've only got a couple of minutes left. Do you want to just remind us, whiz us through some of the different ideas and ways in which we can use this collection?
Absolutely. We're going to show you the circles as well as the fancy. So this is it, creating it as if it's a diorama. So you're just looking straight into it. So this is the ones we showed you at the start. So that's using the paper pads that you can see there. So that's just 2 colour tones. You've got all these additional elements that you can be cutting out and adding on. There is your fancy diorama. So you can see inking onto them as well, glittering them if you want to as well, all folding flat. So another one with the diorama effect that you can see there. Then bring in your interchangeable. So this is where, if we've got the circle one, now this is Sarah's rose gold collection. How spectacular does that look? And we've used the butterfly die set within the middle, so you can actually look into the middle. And then what we've got just here, changing the colours again. Look at that, red and white with the gold within the middle. So you're going all the way in. So you could use all 3. This one we've only used 2. We've popped Thinking of You to the front and Butterfly at the back. But then let's bring in our fancy. This is the fancy one. So we showed you this one with the birthday wishes at the front, cake in the middle, and then you've got the background detail on that 3rd layer in. But then maybe just using 2 layers. If you wanted to, birthday wishes in the cake, bring in the paper pad at the back, but then using your embossing folders that were just launched today as well, bringing in the glitters around the edges. Remember, use your glitters, use your gilding flakes. This one, that middle layer there, has got acetate, so lift it up with acetate, and there's even, it's a shaker. So we've just layered acetate and popped some sequins in there to create a shaker diorama card. Then again, this one using
Shakerama
as well. It's Shakerama. Oh. Shakerama on that one there. But this one
put a banana on there. It could be a shaker banana rama.
It could be. You know, you really are choosing your songs today, aren't you? They weren't. What do you call it? Can't remember that contest. Eurovision. That's it. They weren't, were they?
No.
There we go. So there we are. So on this one, even this front one, we've die cut it in the paper pad and we've still popped a layer with all the detail on top of it as well. It really, really is. That's just some of what you can do. You've seen it where we've popped some lights behind them as well. You could be using some that the actual front of them is on the front of a card. It's endless what you can do.
Absolutely, it is so much you're going to be able to do with this collection. Remember, if you want to get the best value, go for the lot. So many of you have over 1/3 of our global launch stock has sold out and gone. Don't forget about that paper pad as well, the pastel paper pad. So busy on that at the moment. It's been a gorgeous collection. It's been an absolute pleasure to share the last couple of hours with you. It's been a pleasure to spend the last couple of hours with Craig as well. Don't forget, there is another show just around the corner. In an hour's time, I'll be here with Debbie for an amazing Monday Makers. Huge thanks to you. As always, massive thanks to Craig as well. And we'll see you back here in an hour. Take care.